Howdy, in the shed today we are sorting out the floor. So, before I finish for the day, I've actually got to fix the door. I've actually built the shed kind of over an old ditch, which had to be a must because garden isn't that big, so need a big shed, had to put it over the ditch. And lo and behold, all the rain and all that we've had over the last few months is obviously made the ditch very soft. There's no actual ditch there at the moment, it's just it's been filled in by previous owners, blah blah blah, and built the shed over it, put usual pads down as you would do for a shed. It's all moved. The shed is probably sunk by about 5 inches on the far end, so I'm in the process at the moment of actually sorting that out. Just going to do a quick video of what my plan is, if it actually works, and hopefully celebrate a level shed. Okay, so I've cut the floor out. I've still got to do a bit of cutting in that corner, move those shelves and stuff out of the way, and take the boards out. I'm going to use this little handy little circular saw thing I got. Basically cut the boards out, expose the joists. We've got 4x2s every 600mm, kind of like a standard shed construction. 19mm joining groove floor, so it's pretty sturdy. It's just the fact that it's still set on the pads. A few of them have cracked under the weight, and it's just generally about 5 inches lower this end than it is the other end, which is slightly annoying when you're trying to do stuff, and plus it makes you feel seasick. So you're right. I've now joist hangered the, sorry but I got cold at the moment, joist hanger of the floor joists onto this 8x2, populated as many holes as I dare. Left the top ones just so it's easier to pop off with the old crowbar when I get around to taking it all apart again. So let's have a closer look at that a sec. Get you closer. You can see the bubble is nowhere near the centre at the moment. If I just lift it up a minute, if I just stick that, so that's, I need to slide that. So now we're getting, it's pretty level there, isn't it, to be fair? It's not a million miles away. And look at that gap under that end. And see, that's just over a 6 foot spirit level. That's not the full length of the shed up to the other end. So if you think of that, what's that? 1.5, possibly 1.75 at the end of that 6 foot, and twice as much. So we're probably talking at least 3 to 4 inches. Actually from one end of the shed to the other, which is quite a lot. So shed's looking in the right state. Hopefully get it lifted up today, get it levelled, concrete in tomorrow, let it set, put a new floor boards down, got to get those still. So yeah, what else could possibly go wrong? So I still got cold. On that note, I'm going to leave you there. Howdy. So, I've started the jacking process. We are possibly 2 inches higher in this corner now. It's a bit slow going. I'll just turn around a sec. So we've got the jack in there at the moment. As you can see, it's actually, as expected, the jack's pushing into the soil, even with us paving slab and some, must admit, quite undersized pieces of timber in it, but it's all that I've got. But I've actually managed to get that corner up a couple of inches, and I've actually packed the stones under it. Just so to obviously try and keep it at that height, but I haven't really got some infinitely adjustable packing pieces, so it is what it is. Just going to check this side, see if this side's level, and then move across to the other side, and then pack the middle up and do some shuttering and mix some cement up and all that sort of malarkey. So things are going okay. It was a positive start. We have moved it. So the walls have slipped a little bit. You can see the corner joint in the walls are slipping, but I'll have to redo that and stuff, but that was to be expected. So I'll keep you posted. Hopefully no dramas so far, and hopefully no dramas for the rest of it. So yeah, that jacket there, so you can see that one, that jack there just pushed straight through the pavement side and smashed it to bits, so that one needs wood under it as well. But the wood seems to be working better than obviously a large paving slab, because that wood would bend before it breaks. Paving slab cracks, just shatters itself. So we are moving, it is working. Hopefully it'll be level by the end of the day. Shed is a lot leveler. So I've got it on the bench at the moment because that's as near as I can to get to that side with a 6 foot level. So it's getting better. We're going up. Probably got a slab and a half under each side at the moment. It's pretty level going that way. But the one thing I have found, because of the also I'm using a trolley jack and it lifts like an angle, I suppose, where the swivel point of the jack actually pulls it back. And a couple of times the jack I've lifted it up, took the weight of the shed, and then the jack fell over and the whole shed moved an inch or so going towards the left. So what I've done, ratchet strap to the tree. So I've added a ratchet strap, and that goes all the way through onto the floor joists. You can actually see where it's moved. You see that corner there, look, is at least a finger width away from where it used to be. So obviously a bit of a problem, but ratchet strap should keep, as long as I keep that under tension as I lift, it should pull it back, so that should be alright. So now it's just a case of jacking each point, lifting it up, packing it, checking the level, doing it again, and then make sure the weight. At the moment I'm working on the outside edges and sort of the first two, I suppose, on each end, just so I can get the shed level. And what I'm going to have to do is these middle ones just jack up a little bit and make. The only thing I have noticed is the door doesn't shut anymore, which is a little annoying. Gets to there, and that's it. So before I finish for the day, I've actually got to fix the door. Obviously, being a wooden shed and me lifting it up that much on one end, it's actually disturbed this side a bit more than I thought it would. So I'm going to have to undo the door, repack it to suit where it is now, and hopefully that fixes that. So the next video is hopefully me shutting the door. Hello, me again. So, got there in the end. The door now shuts, which is a win. It turns out, obviously with the shed being on tilt a little bit, it must have been a little bit out to start with when I first laid it down, or something went quite right, because it's leveler. But like I say, the door, so a little bit of this. That's a win. I can now lock the shed and go in for some tea. So that's been about, was that 3 hours now? Took longer to sort the door out than it did actually to do the floor. So it's one of them days. So right, I'll see you tomorrow, and we will be putting the concrete in tomorrow. I think Mr. Clark has come around to help as well, so that should be a win. Twice as much power, half the time. Right, so until tomorrow. Hi guys, okay, day 3. I've got yesterday I've got it leveled out as best I could. It's still not quite there, but the front's moved a little bit as well, so I've got the back the best I can with how the front is at the moment. So it's good enough. It's 98% better than it was, and so I've gone up about 4 inches that corner, about 3 inches that corner, and obviously then just supported the middle as best I can. Going to pour a slab, or pour a ton of concrete down inside that hole. Basically, so I don't think I'll have enough to fill it up to the top of the joists, but at the very least I think it will touch the bottom, all of them, a good way up inside the shed, so that should be a win. So, cut 2 posts, just about to wedge one in there, see what happens. Got a post driver, let's go for it. Okay, so with all that done, I got the piles in, I've screwed them to the joists. I think 2 should do it, and with the pads and with the extra poured concrete slab in there as well. So it's time to go and mix some cement. So I'll see you next to the cement mixer. just about enough of that. So next, got to let this set probably for 2 or 3 days, and then put the floorboards back on. Oh, and wipe the walls, of course. But it's probably best to let that dry. I mean, because obviously the water's going to go onto there anyway, and let it dry. Possibly need a repaint, but got plenty of paint, so not a problem. So I'll see you shortly. 2 days time. I've had my daughter down here. She's been signing and writing in the concrete. Thanks, Ames. So yeah, just going to tidy up. I've got to clean up some of the slots and grooves where the boards sit in, because the cement's got in there, but that should chip out quite easy. And I'll get the boards down, so that should be a win. Here goes. Now I bought exactly the same boards as I made the shed out of. Took out 4 boards, brought 4 boards. But as you can see, 4 boards don't fit. Or case, they don't fit at the moment. So what I've done, I've crowbarred them in, but obviously it's like a boat's hull, I suppose you call it at the moment. And I'm hoping when I jump on it, it will all go down flat. 2, 1. So, managed to get the boards in without cutting them at all. Just rather than jumping on it, I just had to like squish it, ease it in, sort of thing. Didn't actually video it. I was in the moment, just needed to get on with it really because it was starting to wind me up a little bit. But it took 3 attempts. Got there in the end. So, that there, the floor is complete. So, hopefully the next time you see the shed, it will be in a bit more of a better order. So I'm not going to bother me tidying it up because that's not really very interesting. So, do hope you've kept to the end. Don't worry if you haven't, it was a bit of a boring video. But the shed is now level. I can actually get on and start doing stuff, because it has been winding me up the last few months with the missus saying, your shed's not level, and all that kind of malarkey. So, do apologise about that. Not. Shed's level. Time to sort it out, put everything back, start doing stuff again. Thanks for watching. I'll hopefully see you in a more interesting video. And again, as I said, do apologise about the bad footage. Trying to film it, do it, and try and make it semi-interesting is a little bit out of my capabilities at the moment. Hopefully that will improve. Anyway, it's a bye from me, and see you in the shed. Bye.